Hey everyone, I'm just going to take a moment to thank everybody that commented on the Bismarck video. It was really great to see so much feedback and some really constructive suggestions, some constructive criticism. That was awesome, and I'm taking it all on board, and I'm really glad that the response was overwhelmingly positive and that so many people enjoyed it. So thanks again, really, thank you. With that aside, we're going to give Ravana the same treatment today, so let's get into it. So we all by now have a workable understanding of the background of each of Final Fantasy's recurring icons, whether they appear as Aeons, Espers, Falsi, Summons or Primals. Ravana is, at this time, a real exception for us. Kazutoyo Mayahiro and his team, please tell me if I said that wrong, in almost every instance of these characters have really made the most of the MMO platform and the way it gives license to really flesh out every minor character to a point that's massively above and beyond that of every older iteration in the series, with the exception of Final Fantasy XI, of course. The interesting part is that while in the classic Final Fantasy games, each of the recurring summons, Ifrit, Shiva, Ramuh, Garuda, etc., have been visually informed by their namesakes, Final Fantasy XIV goes a step further and in most cases pays a substantial homage to the etymology of each of these characters in regards to their story, background, and personality. For instance, Shiva in Hindu myth is a dualistic deity, the auspicious one, both a destroyer and a transformer that can take on benevolent forms as well as others more violent and ferocious, but in character always pure and transparent as his ice-colored skin. Furthermore, the deity Shiva has proved to unite multiple sects of Hinduism, not dissimilar to the driving motive of Lady Iceheart. Unlike Shiva, Ravana has been revealed to us as an entirely new primal, although many have noted the minor appearance of a character with the same name, an inspiration, and of a similar appearance in Vagrant's story. Other than that, he does share a resemblance to the Naraka from Final Fantasy XI, with a bit less Yojimbo and a bit more of a joke I made in the previous video. In any case, there's very little we can glean from this character from any of Square Enix's franchises alone. So let's see what we can posit about the background of Ravana from elsewhere, particularly regarding what kind of character he might be, what kind of events he might catalyze, and what he's doing all the way up there, supposing that he and the Nath are indeed up there. Keeping in mind that for his character in Final Fantasy XIV to be in some way informed by his namesake is not as unlikely as we might have previously assumed. If Ravana is known by the Western layman at all, it is simply as the antagonist that kidnapped Rama's wife during the Hindu epic Ramayana, later shot dead by the avenging hero. Ravana is a demon king of Lanka, and Rama is a king of the No, we're not going there, that's too far. Ramuh's sorted, we're not conferring a fight between Ravana and Ramuh. That line between speculation and bullshit I was talking about in the last video, this is it right here. Anyway, Ravana is the king of the Rakshasas of Lanka, a massive plateau fortress built over 8 miles high that literally means island. Island fortress. Floating island fortress. He is traditionally depicted as having 20 arms and 20 heads, and while our new friend in Heavensward has arms to spare, I suppose he compensates for the extra heads with compound eyes. Here's one just for me. Rama finally attacked Lanka with an army of monkeys that had nothing to protect themselves with but their little monkey penises and this. What is this? If anyone knows what this is, can they please tell me? And look, here's Rama just calmly watching as his monkeys get slaughtered. And you know what? They won. Aside from the Flying Island Fortress, or I suppose Hive, we can anticipate seeing, as the crown of the Nath domain, there is another vague but pretty fascinating clue we can extract from the literature behind Ravana. So this is directly from the Ramayana. Markandeya said, that heroic king of the vultures, Jatayu, having Sampati for his uterine brother and Aruna himself for his father, was a friend of Dasaratha And beholding his daughter-in-law Sita sitting on the lap of Ravana, that ranger of the skies rushed in wrath against the king of the Rakshasas. And the vulture addressed Ravana, saying, "Leave this princess of Mithila, leave her, I say. How canst thou, O Rakshasa, ravish her while I am still alive? If thou dost not release my daughter-in-law, thou shalt not escape from me with life." And having said these words, Jatayu began to tear the king of the Rakshasas with his talons, and he mangled him in 100 different parts of his body by striking him with his wings and beaks. The blood began to flow as copiously from Ravana's body as water from a mountain spring, and attacked thus by that vulture desirous of Rama's good, Ravana, taking up a sword, cut off the 2 wings of that bird, and having slain that king of the vultures, huge as a mountain peak shooting forth above the clouds, the Rakshasa rode high in the air with Sita on his lap. Now, there has been one particular piece of information revealed to us about Heavensward that has left a lot of people scratching their heads. Another large, intelligent feathered race which is represented through Greek, Persian and Egyptian myth and art in a very similar way to the traits and function of Jatayu in the Hindu tradition. So is there a particular violent relationship between the griffins and the Nath? The presence of a griffin mount suggests that if they are an intelligent species, we may well find ourselves aligned to their cause, or that they may even have a leader or a hero who has previously had a beef with Ravana. Or maybe they're just cats for the Aura. We'll find out. In any case, whether the Nath prove to be simple hunters being pressed or even enslaved by the dragons, whether they're more akin to the Rakshasas as sinister, murderous marauders, I think I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that Ravana will not possess any of the benevolent qualities of some of the previous primals. Seriously, this guy is made into giant effigies every year at Dasera and burned. Effigies made of fireworks, and everyone parties. So thanks for watching, guys. Again, this is all just speculation. I hope you learned something, found it interesting. If you agree, disagree, have some thoughts of your own, or any questions or suggestions or anything at all, please leave a comment. Otherwise, please take 3 seconds to hit the like or sub button if you want to see more content like this. I would really appreciate it. I've been Ethos. It's only 20 malms to Ayatlan, and I will see you there.